welcome to the xsinick show. I'm xsinick, and I think that's the new opening of the show there. Hey, we're about to jump in here and actually do some art today. I have some things to design, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna design some we're gonna design some characters for the game that I'm working on called Soul 3000. So that's what it's gonna be. Mostly character design and that kind of thing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun here on the Exercising Show. So we'll be right at it in 1 minute. Hold on to your socks. Okay, we're here. We're about to jump in here and let's do some art. Okay, so here I am, and we have a blank canvas. So I'm gonna warm my hand up. I haven't drawn in like some time, which is really shameful. I just kind of wanted to just deplete myself of every art type thing that I'm into in terms of drawing and art and all that, and just start with a clean, clear slate. So I have a couple character designs that I need to do. So I need to do some enemy character designs. So um, when you're doing concept art and character designs and that kind of thing, it's good to do like small thumbnail sketches and just kind of get into putting some forms down on the on the canvas here. So that's one aspect of it, you know. So let's see if we could get into some of that. So the program I'm using here is called My Paint. It's a free drawing app you could get for any platform. I also use the GIMP, and there's also Critter, and also, you know, a lot of people use Photoshop. So Photoshop is good also. So My Paint is just like any other. It's like Photoshop and any other program like that. So, but it's much more focused on actual painting and drawing. So let's see if we draw something. Nope. If you go in pencil, you probably want black. Okay. So I'm using a Wacom tablet to draw, not a mouse. This reminds me of what I'm doing here reminds me a little bit of my friend Poos 2, who likes to draw these kinds of shapes. You know, parts of bodies, legs. Keep trying to tell him to do something like that. But anyways, yeah, just, you know, getting your hand accustomed to getting back into doing this thing is the most important thing. And also another important thing is not looking at other artists. So when you get back into, or if you're drawing, you could look at artists for inspiration, but then after a while you gotta turn that off and focus on what it is you could do, and then it becomes your style. So I'm accustomed drawing, right? I'm accustomed doing things like, you know, like drawing things from my head, forms of new enemies and new characters. Yeah, drawing is where I began with most of these things. I've been, you know, dabbling a little bit into some painting stuff. You just throw lines down to where you think things should be, and just being abstract and not putting pressure on yourself is a good start to you kind of get back in the groove of things. So the enemy soldier, the enemies I'm making, they're robotic. They're robotic soldiers, robotic enemies, humanoid robotic enemies. Maybe mixing a little bit of non-humanoid um, robotic enemies in there might be kind of the thing to do. Oh, one trick I found with and actually doing some of this stuff is if you're ever in any kind of jam in terms of what you want to do with a character, you always default back to basic drawing the human body. You know, 90% of concept art is imagination. A lot of the concept artists now they're talking about AI and that kind of thing. But one thing I think is the imagination is always going to be original because you think of what it is you want to see, and AI cannot think about what it is you want to see because as of yet it cannot read your mind, and hopefully it'll never reach to that point where it actually reads. And even if it reads your mind, it's getting it from you, right? So you're always the catalyst of this reality. It's good to have inspiration, but always get accustomed to drawing your own basic forms, right? So you can get inspiration for different details, right? You can look at real life. Look at real life for different details. This is good. And always start where you could start, right? So you might look at a art like a concept artist or any artist for that matter, and they might be really good at like starting with paintings and that kind of thing. And man, like man, I want my stuff to look like that. But you have to remember, with concept art, the end result is not the concept art. The end result is the art that results from the concept art. So concept art could remain loose, slightly nondescript, long as it conveys the message of what this thing's supposed to be. I think I mentioned before, sometime back also, that whatever you're weakest at, put a target on it and just do that a whole lot. Especially for something that you would eventually like to be really proficient in. So if you know that like you're not so hot with the legs or whatever it is. Where's my brush settings? Oh, right here. Oh, okay, it's better. Yeah. So if you know you're not so good with legs or feet or heads or faces or whatever it might be, just try to focus on that a little bit more. Let me see. So that line is here, and that comes like so. So I'm just trying to form for these for this character. You know. So everybody's like different things that they like to draw in art. You know, some people like to draw like vehicles, right? And some people like to draw like weapons. I like to draw characters mostly. That's kind of how I started drawing. You know, drawing different characters and superheroes, mostly superheroes and just heroes in general. You know, and eventually, I got into drawing the human body, and then later on, I tried to do more technical things. As I started working in an architectural firm, and so like doing buildings and more kind of technical drawing of sites, of what they call environments and stuff like that became much more important for me in my job. So I got like you know time to like really work on that stuff, and I was drawing and using 3D to do these real world sites, right? And these real world buildings. So there's certain constraints that if you haven't been into that stuff, you're not going to understand. All right. So one thing that you learn when you're drawing, like especially superheroes, the thing that really works out is silhouettes. So you hear different you can hear different concept artists talk about doing silhouettes, and what silhouettes is basically is the outline shape of the main outline shapes of the character that you're doing. That's what that is. So that seems to be more important because that's what kind of drives the design, so to speak. Things like all the details and everything like that could come after. You could detailing things is like a lot of fun. You know. Also, what you could learn to do also, you also another thing you learn to do is to make things fun that could be repetitive or boring. So, like in 3D, when you're doing 3D design, a lot of people do not like to do UV mapping. I really love to do UV mapping. I mean, I guess I'm a freak of nature that way, and yeah, there's something relaxing and predictable about it to some degree. It's some to some degree. I mean, it could be also unpredictable. Especially, it could be frustrating, right? If you're doing UV mapping in a 3D application and things are not working out your way, and I think that frustrates a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of tools to help you do UV mapping also that makes it a lot easier. Hey, this could be my first soldier enemy guy. Although I must prefer non-bipedal to some degree. Also, a thing that I used to do growing up, and looking back now, I realized that was a good thing that I did. It was, I did many things out that weren't good at all, for sure. So, but one of the things that I thought, worked out was the fact that whatever I drew it, and when I reached to a point, I left it alone and moved on to something else, right? And also I kept those drawings around, and I used to look back at them. So I guess in my own head, looking back now, I didn't realize it then because a lot of the stuff I did was very kind of unconscious. I was kind of like evaluating myself, seeing what I could do better, that kind of thing. At that time, I wasn't thinking that way. I was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of was. I was looking at it and was like, man, this could have been cooler here or whatever it is, or I like the way that I did this or did that, and I should do it more, and yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's cool for this, guys. Let's just move on to something else. Yeah, this is me. Just kind of doing Boost 2 stuff here, exploring. I mean, you know, that's the one. And there's several artists on Twitch that I think are like phenomenal. I think like definitely Boost 2 is one of those guys, and then there's a girl who does. I should actually try to link them to my to this channel's recommendations. But there's a girl called Corner. It's kind of like with a K, and there's a bird, and she has a bird logo in there, and she does like 3D. The opacity on this brush is low. Yeah, well, that's better. Yeah, she does she does like 3D sculpting and stuff, and her sculpts are very cartoonic, but they're awesome. I like the way she does her approach to it is. And sometimes cartoonic stuff is great. I mean, I've done my fair share of cartoonic type 3D stuff. As you could see, I'm a green bear on here, and the opening of the show, the new opening of the show here is it's something I did when I was I did that like over 20 years ago when I first started learning how to use 3D Studio Max. I was looking at it and I was like, man, I should probably try to make a updated version of that video, of that animation in Blender. I'm pretty sure I could do it really confidently in Blender and really well too. So That'll be something. Oh yeah, here I go. I'm noodling away, trying to update, trying to. Yeah, come on, come on. I gotta stay on track. We gotta move on to another character. I'm just picking out some shapes here. Let's put a. Let's give this guy a little eye. I'm thinking this could be like a head type thing. Maybe that's the head right here. Then the shoulders. Let's do little details in here while I'm here. That could work like that. I'm thinking the head is kind of like a heat sink for like a CPU or something. Okay. That's always like to do. That's always like to do a little shadow on them. You can also do shadows like this too. But this is more like a reflection type vibe. But Maybe I could do this guy in a pose, maybe? He's like a big guy, right? He's like a juggernaut. I could raise his shoulders back up. I just want to kind of have an idea of his neck. Let's get into full screen mode here. Yeah, it's better. His head doesn't make any sense. Okay. Let's raise him up like this. Let me just figure out his anatomy here a bit. Just figuring out his anatomy a little bit here, guys. So this is what I go into this mode where I draw like a kind of stick figure Muppet thing, just to make sure I got all his all my character's anatomy in check. Yeah, something like that. either dynamic. Okay, now we could figure out the head. Head needs to be moved over to the side. It's too center. And I think I wouldn't do that thing. I think I'll do it down. So something like this. Now I'll do this. Still to center, I'm going to nudge it over a little bit more. Maybe your head is not too big, so his body actually looks bigger. Okay, so maybe the eyes are like something like this. And you go back to that heatsink idea. As I said, silhouettes are more important than anything else. So whatever you're trying to convey, you try to convey it really quickly. Okay, you could probably remember that thing I was telling you, like if you fail to understand like the shape and form of what should happen with your character, you could default back to the human body. So that's what I'm doing right there. Doing the the shoulders and the clavicle. I think that's what you call that there. And you could always call things out, right? Like this, watch. I'm here. Erase that. Let's just, while we're doing that guy there, we're developing that guy. right? This is why it's good to if you're doing like right now I'm doing like a line of different villains, right? And you know, as I do one, I want to make sure that it rings true. The concept rings true for the other guys. So let's do this. Let's go up like that. Let's come back like so. Let's come down like that. Come down like so. I'm gonna do a little call out. Right. Remember, this is just to aid you in your final. I mean, for me at least, it's all right. For me, it's aiding me in my final 3D model. So I want to be able to draw these out. No, I know a lot of guys could just go straight to 3D and just do all the sketching in there, and I think that's awesome. And I've done that. I think it definitely is a cool thing. But for this year, sometimes when you draw, it happens so rapidly. Like I'm already on the second guy, right? I'm not 3D noodling on the first guy. No matter how proficient you are, it's like you could get like really quick. You could get really fast with a pencil and paper. Like no matter what, because there's just less variables. On AI, people will like text the image, but and then they have things like control net to control the pose, and you could describe it, and you could do a bunch of stuff. One cool thing about this though is that I should be able to take this into like one of those AI programs like Stable Diffusion or something like that, and flesh it out more and let it generate some ideas, because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about generating those ideas. Yeah, let's get a square arm there. Square. Ugh. My hand is hurting me because ouch, because of how I have my Wacom set up. Let me set it up a little bit better. Okay, yeah, as I said, it's been a minute, man. Been a minute since I've drawn anything. I want this guy to look as dynamic and as odd as possible, and we can always flesh it out to be more a little more realistic later on. But the first sketch, the first dynamic thing that you do, should really be that. It should really be as dynamic as you could make it. Let's see. Okay, so let's default back to some human anatomy. Rib cage. Let's give him a little rib cage. Let's do this from here. So from there, let's do this like this. As a matter of fact, let's do this like this. Angle it up, come back down. Erase what you don't want, erase what you don't need. Okay, so we got let's do a bicep, like so. Let's do a tricep, which I think is lower down, like so. And then there's a shoulder. And there's this thing here, like traps. You're just adding some, and oh yeah, next thing too, right? So one good thing that you could do is to have like an anatomy chart. So let's say you know that you're making muscles that are somewhat realistic. For this, my muscles don't have to be ultra realistic, but knowing what realistic muscles do and look like helps with the overall shape of any character, especially any bipedal or any character design, even if it's animal. Knowing what their muscles do too helps. You could always sort out proportions and all that later. Try not to get too tied up in the weeds of things, but understanding proportion, how it works, muscle proportions, being able to see proportion in your head. Sometimes you have to take a step back, and when you go back, you're like, oh my gosh, that guy's arm is like crazy long, but his legs are too short or something. But one thing I realized is something could be too it could be too short and stuff, but too long. There's a limit on like the appeal of doing longer limbs. I think longer limbs could be very appealing according to how you have it than shorter limbs. Alright, so there's a threshold there. Okay, let's see if we can find a line for the ground there. Let's put our guy down. This is his feet. Robotic toes. I could have done the feet this way or this way. I think inner is better because it just works out better that way. This robotic crotch. Okay, so let's get some of that weird thigh action in here. Start with the middle here. Let's come out. Yeah, let's get some of that weird hip and thigh action that give it that. Hopefully gives it a robotic feel, huh? Point. Bam. Let's cut into here. Alright, the silhouettes, right? Okay, let's see. As I said, don't get too tied up in the weeds of being overly proportioned. Well, back in the day, when I did when I used to do my character designs, whatever you draw, that's it. You didn't have like, you can't go back, but like a what do you call it? You can't go back with like a move tool or mark tool and grab like portions of your character and move it around. I mean, like however you laid that down, that was it. You could use an eraser and erase it out, but whatever your initial, like look at this, like his arm here looks longer than this arm, but there's also a perspective going on also, and then he's a robot. Maybe I want one arm a bit longer to give it some more a little, what do you call it, like a little more asymmetry. A little more asymmetric. Asymmetric characters, I don't know if you guys know, but asymmetric characters are all the rage now. Just do one arm kind of open, kind of. I don't know what he has in this hand. Let's cut some of that. Alrighty, man, we're noodling with this guy. Normally, like when you draw a comic, you're supposed to be finished with this guy. You're not supposed to be like lingering on this guy at all. Like that's what drawing comics is definitely is definitely good practice. I have to admit, it really is. Because you can't. There's only so much time you could spend on a particular panel, and other than that, it's just you're not gonna make it better, you know. So, oh, I like the way that is there. Let's see if we could echo that over here to this guy. Yeah, just square more that. Good, that. All right, good, that. There's some of that vibe going on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, his leg here. Something like that. Now cut that guy off. Hey guys, I'm just playing around here. Trying to get some stuff happening. Oops. Yes, his foot's supposed to be a little longer than this. Come on, let's get rid of this stuff. Okay, guys, I'm trying to warm back up into doing art, this character design and art again, and I figure, hey, I'm rusty, out of practice. We just gotta get back in there. I just gotta get back in there and get my head all together again. All in together now. Oops, wrong thing. Yep, so. Needs to happen like so. You just have to erase the things that don't make sense, and you get somewhat of a clean. Okay, I just had to fix my playlist there. I think I had like a song in there like multiple times. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing going here. The next thing too, if you're getting problems with the shape, try to draw some of like a little bit of the underlying shape there. You don't have to go like my friend Pustu was saying. You don't have to go into like actually doing it because it's being covered by a surface. So Pust, yeah, if you want to continue talking about surfaces and physics and stuff, I'm totally into all that stuff. Let's push this guy shape back a bit. Like so. Let's not confuse it by this. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, I think that's enough noodling with this guy here. This guy has a gun. I'm not going to hint at exactly what his gun looks like. Just kind of draw a shape in there for now. It looks somewhat, a futuristic shape. All these guns look square, right? Square guns are futuristic. Something, I don't know. You have to have a notch. Okay. What does this big guy do? I think this big guy is probably more decked out, right? Probably it's like a sword. Some kind of machete or something. Maybe he has like a grenades and swords and stuff. I don't know. Definitely not a gun. Let's play with the shapes. Don't stick too long on it. Put a hole through it like a butcher knife. Looks almost like a cricket bat. He's gonna diss you. Yeah, he looks dangerous. Maybe you should have like a row of grenades somewhere. Like, yeah, maybe this is like on his arm here. There's like it's like robotic grenades. So let's see. How would I do that? Some of the fun things about, you know, doing the character design is thinking about how you know, how to kind of convey certain things. So I think what I'll do here, I'll chop this arm off. Maybe this is a sword arm. Yeah, I'm thinking about it too much. We could figure all that out later. This is supposed to just be fun open sketching, right, guys? Let's see. Thinking about it too much. Okay, so this is his grenades. He has like little canister grenade things that he throws. Whatever those look like, we could spell those out later. Almost look like a bulldog collar, right? Almost. Keep things as loose as you can. There's something to be said about also being able to tighten your drawings up. Because sometimes you get too many loose drawings and you just don't have a record of doing anything like really polished and looking good and that kind of thing. But sometimes you lose that like mentality to be able to get that done. So it's good to hold on to the fact that you could polish, you could get something polished happening. Trying to do something a little bit different with this strap part here. Yeah, I think I like that one side flat, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Yeah, let's bring this guy down a bit. He's a little more on the nose, but still a bit turned right here. Okay. Let's Okay. So far we got these guys here. So I'm gonna give them little, you know, little futuristic patches. Something like that. Because I want these to be kind of like soldier robots, right? So I want to be able to show their rank. So I have to think about how that will how that will be conveyed. Let's clean this up a bit. Okay, so the more you clean up the construction lines around your drawing, the more solidified your drawing looks, and the more sure about the design the more sure the design comes across. Let's bring that down. Clean that guy up there. Get his shoulders. Alrighty. Continuing. Maybe, you know, because it's a robot, right? So the handle might have like these things for the robot to grasp, like for the fingers to fit into or something. Let's see. Just notch it in a bit. Yeah, obviously this handle needs to be a lot longer. But hey, you know, we're just gonna leave it like this for now. In designing it now in 3D, you could get down to those nitty-gritty. We're just trying to convey, whoa, my bad guys, what am I doing? That's what we want. Just notching it like that. What am I doing? Come on. You know what I'm doing? I'm actually trying to get back my hand after so many years of not actually drawing seriously. So I'm now trying to be serious about the drawing that I'm doing to some degree. I don't want to get so serious when I'm nervous and I cannot draw, right? You don't want to do that. Alright, so you see like this right here, this needs to be thicker and a bunch of stuff needs to happen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna erase that. Go back to the construction line phase. Right? The handle could get a bit wider. And this is just for a bad guy, right? I'm gonna go out like that, gonna come up. Man, that handle is pronounced, man. Like the handle is a character by itself. The handle is a character by itself. Well, let's make the blade a little wider. Whoop. Like so. Right? Always go back to construction. I don't actually sit down and try to draw it like what I was doing. Just, you know, stop for a minute, go back to construction lines. Okay, so I'm gonna do the construction line like so, and then I'm gonna do those notches, right? So it's gonna like that, that. It's okay if it's not 100% straight. Make sure these line up on the opposite end. And that's that for that. Alright, let's go ahead and just erase the little insides, right? So. Like so. See, the insides could be a little shallower, but that's fine. Oops, I think I erased the... Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna just drop a line, come on, line. Just trying to convey what it is we want. We'll do something like that to show it's a hole. Yeah, let's just erase a little bit of insides right here. Oops. Okay, just gonna clean this up a bit. Okay, for a minute there, I actually took my hand and I was brushing away the crumbs as if like I was actually drawing. So that's good. That shows that my mind is getting there. Yeah, we could just do the erase thing now, right, guys? We could just go through and erase. Straight lines defining more of the overall shape of the character. So we got a lone soldier drone type thing here, and we got a juggernaut type guy. I mean, is it proportionately the way it should look? That would be cool. This guy would be huge, right? For the Lord is good. Jesus Christ is okay. I lift him up every day. He gave me talent so that I could pray, and I could draw, and I could play, and I could work for other people, and I could work for his kingdom too. What about you, my faithful viewer? I like to big you up and give you praises. Hallelujah. I'm learning how to rap too. I'm just trying to improve and be a better artist. Yeah, so guys, don't diss. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. You don't burn. This is how you learn. You don't have to burn. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. You don't have to burn. Can I get the back of the head? I think that might be the back of the head there. It was a continuation of these heatsink fins. Ooh. Okay, we could figure out all the other bits and doodads after. Okay, let's save this. I haven't. Rule number one: save your work. Have you ever reached a point where you're doing something and then everything crashed? Yeah, that'd suck. That would suck a lot. Notice how I crunched up the side of his thing, because that's what happens in real life. If you hint at things like that, like things being folded and that kind of thing, I think it adds to, the realism of what it is you're doing. You just sort that leg out there. See, like things like down here where it's kind of ambiguous, you don't sure what's going on, you could work all those things out. Oh, and what do you guys think? Drawing, right? I'm gonna save this guy. Nope. My bad. Okay, see. Should be in work files. Art. See, work files are blank. I just want to make sure I'm putting this in the right section here. Character design. Oh, I actually have different character design things. Yeah, I could probably try to bring those in and see what this look like. Okay. It's coming along. Okay, what else can we do here? So there needs, when you're doing a like a game, what you could also do. I mean, where's my pen? Let's rest my pen down for like 2 seconds and like, okay, got it. Sometimes you gotta have like these kind of less intensive kind of characters, like simple characters. Normally in games they like to do like I'll show you like what in some games, if you haven't noticed this, they do like kind of like, something like that, and they do like a couple arms and legs or whatever it is, and that's, and they have like a bunch of these that you have to fight, in most games. And sometimes they float or they walk, and they could be like they could be weapons. As a matter of fact, this is a kind of cool design for my game right here. What do you guys think? I'm liking this. I just I just drew this just to kind of illustrate. All right, you know what? Let's call out some stuff on this guy before we move on there. Okay, so he's another heatsink head, right? Let's do that. Let's call this I'll call it large. Uh, Butcher knife. Right. Oh, let me call this guy out here. Yeah, let's see this guy. Let's call this guy out. This is like an assault rifle. Oops, I need more space. My guy, my bad, guys. Oh my gosh, I think I'll be able to spell assault. What is going on? Okay, an assault rifle. Oh, I have to point out his little grenade arm there. Pull out grenades and chuck it at you. Okay. Hey, let's make this a little more futuristic. Let's do another notch at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's... What year is that? That's way beyond Cyberpunk because there's an extra notch in there. Alright, oh yeah, so yeah, I was talking about these little kind of throwaway guys where you could spit out like... A game could spit out like, like 200 of them or something. And you get to like shoot them and destroy them. I like this design here. I just did some pedal type things for the legs. I think I'm gonna... Let's see if we could continue with this. So another pedal on that side. Normally in games, to be honest with you, I think characters like these could be a little bit annoying, or they could be pleasurable to shoot. And it's not so much about the design; it's more about the balance. The balance of how it works within the game. So, I've played games where these little type of character dudes are very annoying to shoot because it's like they're so fine you can't like really get a good target on them, and then there's a lot of them and they do like high damage, and it's not it's very annoying. Yeah, I'm liking this. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna actually add a little sensor eye to this. And yeah, this is on the other side, right? This is a petal thing. Oh yeah, good practice. If you ever try to get back into doing art, is drawing circles and curves and like doing things like this. I'm on a Wacom tablet, right? So is this when I'm doing that? Is me getting trying to get accustomed to a tablet or doing like curves like that? I see my friend Poos too. He likes to do a lot of like really nifty curves and stuff, and I think that stuff really helps kind of get your hand back or get accustomed to like if you're using a tablet or a pad. You know, pencil and paper for me is like king, but you know, whatever surface you could draw on in the end is. Okay, here I am trying to like really get into fleshing this thing out. Yeah, I don't like the way that pedal looks. Let's pull down the curve a bit. There you go. See, and this almost has that circular highlight that I like to do in comics. You know, I like to draw highlights like this in comics. This is I used to do this back in the day, like this kind of thing. That's a comic book thing to show that something is shiny. To actually draw the highlights out. Okay, I'm gonna draw like a nice vein coming up here. Gonna clean this up a bit. Look at that, we made an enemy in like 2 seconds. You know, like a throwaway enemy. Probably like this is like a grenade type. It's more of a weapon than a thinking thing. You know, it's like a seeker missile almost, but it's like a seeker ball with petal wings or something. It looks like a banana peel. Like banana peels are attached to it. Okay, let's see what we could do here. Let's make this futuristic, right? We're gonna do some futuristic biological circuitry. Something like that. What do you guys think? Again, don't get too caught up in the details, but if you have an idea, definitely put it down, you know? Because, you know, it might make sense to you now and then later it's like, you know, it's like what did I mean again by doing this or that? Let's do the other side like slightly different. Let's do like a regular like so it's like an underside to it. I'm getting caught up in the weeds here. Okay, I'm gonna give this like a thickness. I'm just gonna reinforce. Oh, Control Z. You can't do that in real life. Oh. I'm just gonna this thicken one line so it looks like there's some thickness to this. Can't do that to that side. Let's do this side here a little bit. Yeah, so it feels like there's something going on there. I'm gonna do something like that. Whew. Okay, how can we divide up this the sphere into these yeah, let's go with the octagon cut thing. So it's a sphere, so let's go like that. Let's do something like that. Maybe. Oh no, maybe if I do that, it's gonna look like a football. Let's get rid of that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave that like that, but let's just put some lines coming from that, so it looks like there's some kind of purpose built. Let's do another thing like so and draw a line to that. Yeah, that always works, right? Okay, I'm gonna just drop some shadow on this. Just so I understand the form of what's going on. My shadows, I like to do like really close lines like this, like hatching. So hatching is when you do it one way, when you do like a bunch of like really close lines one way like this. And cross hatching is when you go the opposite direction. So hatching is this. Right? And you could like shade objects like that, like this. This is what they used to do back in the day when they didn't have grayscale, to create the illusion of gray, because it's like you're making these black lines with white lines behind it. And cross hatching in comics, you go back the other way. You know, so you end up making like a grid of white. That stuff, yeah, that stuff works out, you know. And I really love to do it. Like right now, I'm gonna do some cross hatching right here just to darken that. Gonna blacken that out a bit. Okay. Wow, look at that. We have like some sort of drone enemy now. Looks like a flower. So I'm gonna call this out. So let's call it out. Let's remove all this stuff here like that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna call this drone. Alright, so that's what that is. What kind of drone is it? It should be like an exploding drone. That's how that works, right? Put exploding drone. What does the drone do? Does it just fly around? Nope, it goes to you and it explodes. Explode. Exploding, and I'll put seeker drone. So I know it seeks out the character. Alright, so hey, I throw out some of these exploding. Maybe that's what the big guy, instead of just having dumb grenades, he has exploding seeker drones in his arsenal here. That's what he pulls out, like exploding seeker drones. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's totally it, guys. So that's what we're gonna put in there. So maybe instead of these like canisters, Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Let's save this real quick. This is a good idea. This is why it's good to like do sketches like this. Is you? I mean, the ideas come right. So let's erase these canisters. I mean, they're cool, but every other game has these, right? So it has a guy with canisters. Right? So he has like these. So maybe it could be a lot more embedded than this, but this is the idea that I'm coming with, right? So then the pedals go up like that. It looks like he has flowers. Oh, how nice! He came to bring you flowers, exploding flowers. Okay, we're gonna do something like that. And you're gonna do something like this. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Okay, let's clean this up to make it a little more readable. Okay, so that looks really odd, right? I mean, but we'll work it out, right? I mean, it's like again, this is just to convey the this is just to convey the idea, right? We don't have to get in the weeds of it looking cool and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it has to look cool to a degree. Because you don't want to do something that sucks or looks sucky. But for now, you're just trying to convey your idea. So we're just gonna call this I call this deployable. Okay, deployable exploding seeker drones. Woo. These guys should have the dumb grenades, right? So where is he gonna have grenades? Where do you have grenades like on your across your chest? So yeah, maybe if you shoot him in the grenades chest, he explodes. But I guess a robot would have it a lot more secure than that. When he pulls it out of himself, then it arms, right? So even if you shoot it, like it's so secure that it would not explode, or something like that. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's the heatsink head. This Explorer Seeker drones. See, now would be a good thing to be able to grab this guy and put this guy over here. So let's see. I believe you could do that in here. Let's see. Nope. So that's crop. Oh, tool that is. I think one of these tools here. I think this is. Yeah, I think this is like drawing straight lines, which I could have used that one. Yeah, all these are drawing. Yeah, I don't think this has like a selection thing. It's all good. Full. Not sure what this is. Reposition layer, move the current layer to the canvas. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, yeah, anyways, let's get back, guys. I just got lost a little bit there, and let's do something like this with this guy here, and let's kind of bring him up and down. Alright, so let's kill that right there. Okay, now I'm noodling, right? Now I'm getting into noodling this thing. So maybe the petals close up into like tightly packed balls around here, and it doesn't actually like flower out like that, because that looks kind of gross. But who knows? We'll see. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna try to tag this. Let's see. Let's give this a tag. Let's call this G1 like this, and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna put the same G1 here. Grenade 1. Alright. So that is that. At least you'll be able to tell that from this. Whew. What else? So yeah, so that was nifty. Oh yeah, we was gonna give this guy some grenades. Cause it'd be pretty cool if he has a grenade. But the other guy, the big guy, has a smart grenades. So let's see. I think I'll put the grenades right by his heart. So where the robotic heart is, give him like I give him like 3 of them. So, and he's gonna have the regular canister grenades, right? So let's do something like this. I think that works like that. This needs to be a little closer. This needs to be sticking out, right? So Just make sure we could get it to read like that. Let's give it a futuristic beveled top look. Maybe it could be more of a thing rolling on his side rather than one coming into his chest there. That's stupid. Let's give this robot arc like that. I'm simulating like his clavicle back here. His shoulder bone. Yep, and there's one that pokes out up here because it goes around his shoulder. Okay, let's see if we could get cleaning this up. This edge up here. Let's do something like that. Do something like that. You know, all of a sudden he has a vest, tactical vest on with grenades and stuff. Now that's kind of nifty, right? Do something like that. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's not too bad, right? Man, you could design a lot out of a game. That's something else, right? So let's do something like this. Let's do that. Just trying to. Okay, now I'm getting to a point now where I'm starting to do details and it's not good. So we're gonna leave this off. I'm not gonna get too much into this. You just get basic concepts down. I'm just gonna call this grenades also. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like. Okay, so we got something happening like that, and I'm just gonna call this out. Whew. Let's call this grenades. So no, these are the regular grenades. I'm gonna pull this over here. Okay. I think that works. Ooh. Okie dokie. All right. Oh, so I said this was a somewhat productive first video in getting back to drawing and concept art for like a while now. Of course, you know, we could like throw some color down on this stuff. Let's give this guy a little bit of a shadow vibe. Drop some shadow. Alright, so that's cool for now. I'm overdoing it. You want to keep these loose? Don't want to give anybody out their ideas for their own stuff. Hey, no new things under the sun. Coming to a game near you, Soul 3000. Alright guys, so that's it for the drawing aspect of this. So I wanted to take a look at 3D Code because we're gonna do a whole bunch of art, right? So I wanted to look back at 3D Code. 3D Code is a really well done sculpting program, and people there at 3D Code, they're from the Ukraine, and they did a really good job with putting that software together. So let's go, just go check that out for a minute. I'll give you guys a second. We're gonna take a little break, and we'll be right back. And like, I'll give it like a probably like a 30-second break or so, or probably like a minute or two break. So this is xsinick. I'll see you in a minute, and we'll get to doing some other sets of art and that kind of thing. So I just want to say hello to those in chat. Hello, how are you? So yeah, so I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Go take a pee break. Go do what you need to do, and we'll jump in, look at some 3D code, and try to get our hands wet in that kind of thing. Okay? I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, guys, we're back. I just took a little break to grab some lunch, which was a hot dog, and we're gonna check out this pretty cool thing. Yeah, I'm just getting it fired up. Okay, so here we are in 3D code. Here we are in 3D code. Okay. So technically, to say, you should be able to do like really free form modeling in here without worrying about topology. It's more about getting your ideas down first and then topologizing, rather than thinking about topology while you do your model. So I'm just gonna not do anything in specific right now. I'm actually just going to just draw and screw around with the tools a little bit. I'm not aiming to get anything right off the top, at least not right now here in 3D code. So let's see. One of the main things here is voxel sculpting. You can start with any of these default, type things. You can start with a head, a box. I normally like starting with a box just to kind of get my head there. Hit apply on that. I normally use like a mouse when it comes to these kinds of things. I'm using my Wacom. Let's come over here to symmetry. Let's go toggle symmetry. Then you have to go into symmetry. Let's come here. Let's go back into symmetry. Toggle symmetry. Why isn't symmetry popping up? Oh, actually it's over here. Let's go symmetry along the X. I was playing around with some of the tools here. What am I doing wrong here? I'm supposed to be able to select this and move it. Oh, maybe move it with the other button. Okay, that's why. This plane tool is pretty nifty. Let's adjust the size like so. Okay. So I'm using something called it's called a plane tool. It's pretty interesting. Just use this Vox clay. Yep, we could build clay back up like so. Now I saw a guy using a really a really cool technique to start voxel sculpting, and he was just going as low as you can. I think with the sphere brush. So there's a sphere brush in here. Yep, there you go. Now let's clear this. Let's see what we got here. Sphere. Yep, he did something like that. But he was going at the lowest quality you could go with this stuff. So let's try that. I think here in this layer you could tell it, you could decrease the density or the voxel volume. Resample. What does resample do? Okay, I'm gonna use my mouse for a minute here, guys. Let's see. Resample. I guess we sampled it somehow. Let's go decrease. Decrease. See what that looks like. Looks the same to me. Sample. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, so I think it's turning on the factorize, resample again. Yeah, something like this he was using, and he was just blobbing it up, man. I didn't even think he used symmetry, so if we turn symmetry off, this is what he was using. And I think control is minus, yeah. And he was just building stuff like this. Like poses of characters and stuff. So let's see. Okay, let's try to be smart. Let's go with let's make our heatsink head guy. From what we could remember, we're not doing anything crazy. I think this is the way you really work with this program, and I like what he said. He said like because you're working in such low resolution, it's kind of like you take a lot of the pressure off of creating anything cool, and it's a lot more freeform and responsive. Let's stick with the mouse for now. I'm not gonna jump in with my pen. Just navigate better with my mouse. Whoa, what happened here? Did the program just freeze? Come on, guys. This 3D code froze on me. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's still live. Okay, here we go. Alright. We are rotating. Oh yeah, so this is our weird soldier guy that we were doing. Let's call him Lumpy. That's what he is right now. Oh yeah, he was talking about building things out this way towards yourself. Just getting accustomed to that. I can't seem to get this like really centered. I would like this to stay centered. Like, how do we do that? Let's see. What's this? Oh, toggle between two rotation modes. Oh, that's like cool. Oh, you middle mouse click and that's where that goes. Okay. Oh, so when you middle mouse click, it sends that little guy flying. That middle mouse click there. You have to hold the alt button down. As I said, you know, this is just me getting accustomed to 3D code. Trying out a technique here from a guy. You see, now this is where I would want like my own tools, but let's stick with what he spoke about. He spoke about using it truly as a pencil. You see, now I would like to bring out like a move tool and just like grab proportions around. He advised against that, I guess. Let's get a fun look for this guy. So there's there should be like shading in here. So let's go panels, colors, go like material shaders, yes, smart shaders. Cartoon shaders. Where's all my shaders? Oh, they're like below here. There we go. Smart shaders. Let's go normal size. um, Default shaders. Cartoon. These are the cartoon ones. These are the ones with dirt. Fabric shaders, leak, everything to help you. Plastic shaders, rubber, rust, stone, wood. I think there's some other stuff just for sculpting too, so those are good for, I think, like painting. So I think just regular shaders is the one that these are good for just strictly modeling too. So let's go shader. Okay, Jama clay. Okay, clay. These are the clay ones. This is like ZBrush, right? I think if I have it like this, people think I'm using ZBrush. Default. I think this is more the ZBrush one right here. Oh, don't show that again. Come on. Okay. I don't understand the red. What's the concept behind the red shader? It's like low polygon modeling almost. Okay. Alright, so we get our guy here. Let's just throw him down. Yeah, he had like some legs. Let's make him standing. I don't know if I like this because I like to do things in profile, but let's see. I definitely need like my move, like my grab move thing. So let's see here in adjust. I know 3D Code has like a it's supposed to have like a move and adjust and stuff like that. So we have cutoff, quick pick, voxels, fit, pose, reproject. Alright, let's see. Pin smudge, it says no grab. So if we go transform now, see it has a move, there's a move thing in here. And you can move stuff around. See, this is, you see, I would want to do this. It's all about me getting the proportions happening, right? So I'm adjusting his style. All right, then I go back with the spheres. Put a foot. And go back to the move. Now I think you could actually make your own custom tool shelf. So we may need to do something like that in here. Don't forget, guys, this is just me trying to I mean, you guys not forget. This is just me trying to understand how these tools work. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. And you can assign shortcuts to all these things. And I think that's what he did. He had like shortcuts to all this stuff. Okay, get that out of there. symmetry out of my face. Topological move. Move only connected to center parts. Okay. Yeah, so I think this guy was sculpting stuff in pose. You know, so it's like a true sculpture, right? It'll sculpt. I've never done. Normally when I sculpt things to be rigged, boned, and animated, and that's how I like originally started like modeling stuff. I think I'm also that girl Connor. She does the same thing. She uses ZBrush and I think she sculpts things in pose. Yeah, normally I sculpt things only in like the T pose or just like a neutral pose to be then rigged and stuff. But this is new. I think this is a way to go with 3D code. You know, go in low res first. Let me put this foot in. Oops. No, 3D code does have a tool where you could like, it's like Z spheres where you could pose something. I think something like this forces you to look at, you know, what you're sculpting and not rely heavily on the. This is more like, you know, to sharpen your eye kind of thing. Let's transform this whole thing. Something like so. Let's go back to move. I'm just gonna grab his waist. It's all about that silhouette shape, right? In the end. I think the thing about this technique is to tweak it as much as possible to look close to what it is you have envisioned or any kind of concept art that you have. And then you start adding detail. Which is you know, I like that. Definitely take the stress off of having something look cool like immediately. And you know, it's a good way to start, you know, your journey with sculpting. Let's just grab this like so. So funny, I don't have symmetry on, so whatever I do to this side, I gotta do to this side. Alright, so you notice the legs, I guess, gotta be, you know, a lot longer. Good thing about let's go back to the spheres tool. You can just punch a hole straight through. Good thing about voxels. Oops. Okay, let's bring this guy up out of the from under the floor. Much better. Let's see if we can add some more stuff to him. Oops. Okay, that's supposed to be him holding his weapon. Yeah, there we go, guys. What do you guys think we're done? No, we're not. So, okay. I like my little move toolie. Let's bring this up a little bit. Square off those shoulders. Let's make this smaller. It's all about that silhouette, right? Then you could go in and adjust, you know, whatever it is you need to adjust. It's almost like what he said is like working on like a Minecraft character or something. Get up. Let's get the spheres to bulky up this guy. This part here. Nope, I made that small. Okay. Alright, here we go. Come with a definite pose for that leg. And there's also like you could smooth things out. Smooth things into submission. I think there's supposed to be like a pose here. There's a pose brush here. Let's see how this pose works with this stuff. Ooh, it's gnarly. Let's try that again. Why is it doing that? Line. Ring paint object. Move. Whoop. Whoa. That's interesting. Regular gizmo. Oh, I like this gizmo. This is what I was looking for. It's on the line. The ring. Oh, okay. Sphere. Painting. Line. See, this pose tool to me doesn't make sense, but I think like it's supposed to be able to freeze and then pose. I think that's that's what it's about. Snap to angle. What's that? Screen based. Apply transform to gizmo. Why is that all? You see, it's all the way down there because of that. So there's supposed to be a freeze thing in here. So let's see if we could find that. Painting. Fill, erase, brush. Like, I don't know what that does. Why is paint in here? Power smooth. Commands, curves, adjust, surface. So there's a freeze menu. Shows, show and hide freeze pose selection. Freeze poses. Okay. Oh, here, freeze or pose. Visibility. Oh. Let's see, pose action. Move by gizmo. Normal extrude. Snap. Edit pose fall off. Oh, okay, you don't want to do that. Clear selection. Smooth selection times 5, I guess. Yep. Store selection, pick from layer. Use freeform regular gizmo. Nope. Hide gizmo. Adjust transition area. That's fine. Gizmo length. Screen based. Apply transform to gizmo. Spin. Okay, so now that you have that, then you could go into painting, I guess. And you could you could like decide whether you want to get rid of some stuff. That's what that's about. But the paint, you could use you could probably use this tool, right? You could get rid of all that stuff. Yep. So you know, this part here makes sense. This needs to be combined like really well with this. So now, oh, yep. I guess I should have turned back facing. Why is no back facing on that? Let's do that. Oh, why isn't that extrude? Let's go move by gizmo. So that should be the other way around. Let's see. There you go like that. Go like this. Yeah, because that's not like the bone, right? Come on. You did it. Yeah, see, this wants to be the other way around. Why is it moving just that? That's weird. Shouldn't it not move the other thing? I don't understand. See, adjust transition. Oh, it's I'm adjusting the transition area rather than. Yeah, that's what I was doing anyway. I should be able to adjust this whole thing right here. Oh, come on, man. Why is this so iffy? Come on. Alright, that's that's all I wanted to do. That should not be that hard. Yeah, I want the gizmo length to be bigger. There we go. So I could clear selection now, and I could do the other one now. I could do this guy. Yeah, that's what's up. That's how it's supposed to be. Well, let's do that times 5. Put this guy here. Bring that guy down there. Okay, so yep, we can move that like so. Then we can rotate this guy. Squeaky, squeaky. Rotate him. Yeah. Yep, rotate that back down. Yeah. Let's get this other part here. Let's do these legs. Doing clear selection. Zoinks. Keeps wanting to do it the wrong way. There we go. It's fun playing around with this stuff. It's good to do something positive and get things back in the right direction. At least with me, at least. Alrighty. Let's do that, and let's invert selection. Let's twist the body here a bit. Nice, like that. Probably a little more forward. So you're looking at this and you're saying like, hey, what's this crunched up low poly thing that you're like manipulating? So this is a good kind of maquette. Now there's another pose, there's a curve object in here that does this. It's called curves, right? And you could like basically build like a character like this in there and then start modeling it, which is what I should have done, but I wanted to see how it feels doing it like this. Alright, so that's more of a personal preference. So let's clear the selection. Let's do these right here. I want to rotate this guy here a little bit. Needs to find some way to be able to snap onto there. Anyways, I'll zoom in. Rotate it like so. I'll bring him down a bit. So he's holding the gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soldiers marching on the floor. Okay, let's clear this and yeah. So you know, modeling something in pose is really strange for me. But hey, I was following someone that seemed to have a good handle on this. Let's go to this. Now you could go back to those voxel tools that we were in. And we were on sphere, right? We're using the sphere to create stuff. Now if you're modeling, you know, you'll do the gun and whatever it is, you know. Let's see. Blocks. Man, that's a thick gun. Now you're modeling in pose, right? Oops. Oops. Is that how that works? I think that's how that works. Yep. Let's make this a little thicker. Yep, that's almost the guy that we have, almost. Is that the end of the beat? No way. Let's continue. Yeah, okay. Let's get out this stupid ZBrush red. I don't get it. I think I did get it at one point. I think like it's, I can't remember. It's some sort of clay thing. But let's just go to a regular, like a color. Let's see what they have here. Definitely not that. Don't show this message again, please. Let's see. Volume, play, paint. Go default. I don't like any of these defaults right away. This one is not too bad, but it's too light. I used this one a lot in the past. Try that pose 2 one more time. I noticed that okay, you could do this. Yeah, let's do something like that. Just moving that the right way. We've been using Vox spheres here in 3D Code, screwing around. I've been playing with a technique that I saw, a guy doing on YouTube, which I think is pretty. It has its merits for sure. But I don't necessarily like sculpting in pose like in pose like this. I rather sculpt with a T pose or whatever it is, and then do the full production thing. I'm just so accustomed to doing production level artwork other than just still art like this. But this could also be production if you're doing 3D printing. See that? Let's edit this. Let's make a duplicate. Can we duplicate this guy? Delete share items folder, rename shader, construct new shader. Select as default shader. Let's do that. Let's construct new shader. Name of new shader. Let's call it basic clay. Don't need any funky textures. We could call it computer clay, but it's fine. Don't need anything weird. Let's take a look. What do you guys think? What color do you think I should do this as? I think this is cool. And this black here is good for like seeing the silhouette. I think sculpting clay is like this. I think that's what I was trying to like get at. Let's do a little bit of this. So a little bit of color, a little bit of gray. Okay. Gloss, fine. No metalness. If you turn the metalness up, what happens? It becomes reflective, right? Turn a smidgen of that metalness up. Glossy. It's a little more clear. So let's do this with a gloss. See, I got that beat again twice. So move that. Okay. Interesting. Let's check out this background in 3D Code. So we're just playing around with 3D Code here, trying to get my I'm trying to get my my mojo, so quote unquote, back, and just taking a look at this thing. Yeah, let's check out this background here. Show or hide reference images. That's fine. Let's click on the camera here. Background. Gradient background. Background image. Use background image. Use environment map. Let's check that. It's environment map. Yee. Use background image. Vertical gradient. Vertical gradient. Choose top color, choose bottom color. Okay. Choose environment map. So use environment map. Come here. Background. Then you could choose the environment map. Let's choose it. And it just so happened to have some environment maps on a drive where I have textures and stuff like that. Okay, let's go to projects, art assets, and let's go into texture library and environment. Okay, I have different ones. Let's check this first one. Okay, it's loading. The panorama seems to be too bright or too dark. It is worth normalizing it. So, do you want us to normalize? Yes. Okay, so 3D code is doing its thing, trying to normalize it. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Let's see. Let's go back in here. Background. Use environment map. Yep, that's on. Come on. Choose environment map, rotate environment map, blur environment map, sharpen environment map. Sharpen. Let's see what this is here. Texture of the environment map that is used to illuminate. Okay. Ooh, they already had some in here already. We could have just used some of these. Let's pick this one. Pick that one. See, this is drag to blur or sharpen. This blurs it, this sharpens it. Okay, here it is. That's the environment map. Adjust the angle, adjust the light angle, and this is the contrast. It's brightness. Okay, the rotation modes. Field of view. Yeah, cause this guy's pretty small. Just checking out the different things here in 3D code, guys. Check this out. Just put this one here. Okay, he's in a parking lot now. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, you could set it to lock. Background, lock environment. Let's see what that's about. Yep, so it doesn't rotate. Do not like that. Let's keep it. You know, you could kind of try to get your guy. Let's check another one out. Whoa. Seems to be outside. Okay, that's the sun. There you go. That was a bit bright. Oh. Let's do something like that. Let's brighten it up a smidgen. Let's check on another environment. These environments feel very zoomed in to me. I wonder if I could, just has to feel the view, right? It's all a bit better. Yeah, that's a lot better. So you know what? We're inside of, like, we're under a structure and we're modeling. That's what we're doing. Let's try a different clay. Or this one here, yep. And I set this guy as the default, so anywho's guys, yeah. Let me see if I could add some detail to this guy. See, now I could bring out the pen. Let's grab that Vox clay, and I'm gonna look for like a flat alpha, more or less. Material sculpture, okay. Yeah, let's see if we get the brush tools here. Brush option, brushes. Let's click on that. Oh, here's the brushes. Let's drop the brushes right here. These are default, the Artman pack brushes. Square brush. Zoom into this guy. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller, and let's just drop a stroke down and see what we get. Is anything happening? I'm gonna have to switch over to a better shader. Hold on. Voxel paint. Okay, something is happening. Actually, is anything actually happening? I see something new. Uniform space. Okay. So that's gonna give it some uniform space there. Okay, I guess we just add resolution. So radius, depth, smoothing. Okay, so it's doing something. Let's use a grow tool and see what that does. Yeah, that's better. Oh, I need a square brush. There we go. Why didn't the Vox clay tool work? I mean, it's supposed to be laying down clay, right? It's actually doing it. I have no idea what this color is for. Like I'm mixing paint in with clay. It's sculpting, I mean. Invert this tool. Start to carve in. Basically still building out the foam. This needs to build. Let's go to the build tool. Let's see what that does. Okay. Does it actually build? Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's building. You know what? Let's see this clay. So this is the voxel tools. What is a clay engine? Base clay. What does that do? We need something to be able to build the resolution as we go. Let's see something. I'm gonna go into shaders here. Take a look at this. Yeah, it's not. Let's see what the voxel. I'm that dumb voxel paint thing. Okay, that's where that came from. Let's go back into the voxel. Yeah, you don't want none of that. Stroke. Auto pick. Okay. Clay. Let's carve. Carve is like, I know with carve you can build things rapidly with it. Carve is more of a build than a, you know, you just add stuff onto it. Okay. I know if you're going to surface, then you start to get all that sort of stuff. So let's see. Surface clay. Okay, let's go back to the base clay. So we have this act as voxel hide. We don't want that. Paint with dabs, paint stroke, miscellaneous, build speed, use jitter, sampling, pinch, smudge, pinch, rotate, slide, shift, angulator. You don't want that. Modifiers, surface like mod, modifiers, omnidirectional extrusion. Huh. Sampling. Don't want that. Wet clay. Vox buildup. Thick layer extruder. Thick layer. Soft clay. Vox flatten. Usual clay. Vox pinch. Smart pinch. Wet clay. Okay, so definitely once everything's a voxel, that's as good as it's gonna get for you. So let's see, let's go multi-resolution. What's this? Add bottom level. Add top level. Ooh. So you just added some more there. Did this just turn into a surface? Yes, it did. So yeah, there you go. It goes from a voxel into a surface. So I know if you convert it to a surface by pressing S right here, so now it's a surface. Now you could add resolution, I think, as you go. Play fast. draw. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Clay fast draw, flatten, build, extrude, inflate, rapid. Pinch. Base brush. Right, so there's a thing in 3D Code where as you paint, you kind of like add like as much detail. Let me go back into Vox mode. All right. You could add as much. This is good that I'm learning all this stuff like right now. So as you paint, you know, you get more detail. So I'm just gonna look that up real quick. It's called like 3D Code Dynamic Subdivisions. Yeah, it's supposed to be surface mode, right? It's in surface mode. Yeah, dynamic dish. It is live play. Oh, they removed it. So you have to be in surface mode. So let's go surface mode. Right. And let's use yeah, let's just use clay and edit brush parameters. And then under subdivision, auto subdivision. Oh, so that's what has been replaced with now. There we go. Okay. Here we go, guys. Okay, we're back on track. So this is the dynamic kind of tessellation thing. Okay, here we go. So now you could like start sculpting some of your details. Again, this what I'm doing here is just me feeling out some of these tools. So you don't have this in voxel, huh? Let's see. Go into voxels. Yeah, there's no. You got a grow tool, build, edit brush parameters. Is there a subdivision in here? Yeah, they don't have it. That would have been nifty if you could have add that into like a voxel brush. Maybe you can do that and I just don't know. Sampling, pick trajectory. Modifiers. Surface like mode, omnidirectional. Can you add more modifiers to this? Pen depth current. Oh, so all these are the modifiers here. You have smudge, pinch, slide. Okay, angulator. Okay, let's see what else is here. Sampling. Pick average vertice. Pick from surface. Let's see something. Let's test this theory out. So I'm going like that, right? Let's zoom in. Oh, it's breaking it down further. Really? Let's zoom into that. Maybe it's a little bit smaller. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, so we got that there. I'll zoom into this. Nope. Yeah, for a minute there I thought it was doing it. Nope, it's not doing it. These are good things to test. Yeah, no, it's not doing it. But in surface mode though, you can go back to your clear brush here with your auto subdivisions. It will do it totally. Yeah, look at that right there. Yeah, so it's doing this. Yeah, okay, so this is great. So yeah, this has been our exploration here with a 3D code. It's been a lot of fun. You know, I think I'll call that exploring, getting back into some art there, drawing, which is fun, trying out a new technique in 3D code. You know, yeah. What do you think about these backgrounds? It's pretty cool for these different backgrounds and stuff that they have in here. Yeah, malls and 3D backgrounds and stuff. Well, let's go in the woods. I feel like doing stuff in the woods, that's kind of cool. Oh, and this is where you could get the blurred, right? The blur just a little bit. It's not completely distracting. And then of course you have your studios. here we are in a parking lot. I like this one. Alright guys, so this has been the xsinick show. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Hope I will see you next time, God willing, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.